chaos and clues and prediction without pigment. It's how to make decisions in practice, which is really the important thing, to decide when you see a lesion very quickly, because you haven't got much time, whether you're going to leave it or whether you're going to cut it out. Okay, now algorithms are useful, but they're just a tool. And chaos and clues is no better than any other algorithm. If you put chaos and clues with an expert, or 3-point checklist with an expert, or the 7-point or TADA, they all do the same thing, and the accuracy of all of these systems overlap. The difference with chaos and clues is that it's simple. You can use it in routine practice. You don't have to do any calculations. It's a simple flow. Is there chaos? If so, is there a clue? If there's a clue, you cut it out. And the other important thing is, before you apply an algorithm, firstly, you see if you can recognise the lesion by pattern recognition. Now, you don't need an algorithm to recognise your mother's face, okay? So you look at a SEB-K, your dermatoscope on it, and it has the morphology of seborrheic keratosis. You don't put that through an algorithm, okay? And when you've had experience, you look at a BCC and many melanomas, and you recognise them instantly. So an algorithm is for those lesions that you can't recognise, like your mother's face, okay? And it's an important thing. Otherwise, if you try to put 100 lesions on one patient through an algorithm, you'll have a headache by the end of that one patient. You won't be able to work again all day. It's not the way they're used. So we teach how to use an algorithm as a tool when it's appropriate, okay? And I can tell you many experiences where this has made an important difference. For example, in the talk I give, I show a lesion on a lady's thigh. And she's a lady in her 30s, she's got 3 little children. It's a very innocent looking lesion, but through prediction without pigment, firstly you look for ulceration, it hasn't got ulceration. Secondly, you look for white clues, and it's got some white lines. And so you cut it out, there's a decision. Very simple, no calculations, and it's a nodular melanoma, 0.9 of a millimetre thick, in a woman in her 30s with 3 little kids. Now that's a really important diagnosis to make, because the impact of missing that, once that crosses the 1 millimetre Breslow, the mortality rockets up much higher. Up to 1 millimetre, 97% 20-year disease-free survival. Over 1 millimetre difference. This is 0.9 of a millimetre, so those sort of diagnoses are very important.